get picked up. I see YouTube got me live, waiting for LinkedIn to tie in. So now we're going on a larger scale. There we go. We got LinkedIn tied in now. Let's go ahead and wait a few seconds. Just waiting a few seconds now. Looks like everything's about to be set up. Excellent. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to another episode. Business solutions, scenarios solved every single day. This is what we're doing. We're following the Daily Drucker. This is your host here, Justin R. Harris. This is what we're doing. It's a program. If you go backwards and you follow on my YouTube, Justin R. Harris, you'll see that I have a business series. And on that, the business series is following the teachers of Peter F. Drucker and the Daily Drucker. I feel that it's epic, especially this time in our lives where economy, the word economy, and everything in and within that meaning is so important right now. If you take yourself seriously as a business owner, entrepreneur, or you're in some sort of management position where you strive for greatness, you need to start reading. You need to read. You need to start doing something outside of what you do every day. Otherwise, you're still going to keep getting the same results you have been getting. You got to step outside of what you normally do. Your routines have to change. This is a routine that I'm developing for those so that they have 4 to 5 minutes out of your day, as long as these videos are, where we're tackling daily business scenarios. This topic today is an extension from yesterday's. It actually speaks on nonprofits, and it's titled and means exactly what it is. It's effective management for nonprofit organizations. And it's profound how Mr. Drucker actually goes into this conversation. And so I'm going to read, and like reading Rainbow, we're going to follow along. If you guys haven't already, on my YouTube, in the description in the YouTube, I do have a link that takes you straight to Amazon. You can go and you can purchase that book and follow along. If not, watch the videos and follow along. Either way, you got to read. Come on, you're only as good as the tools you possess. Let's get dirty. So it says, he starts off getting right into it. He goes back into the 1990s. He says, people sentenced to their first prison term in Florida, mostly very poor Black or Hispanic youths, were paroled into the Salvation Army's custody, about 25,000 people per year. Statistics showed that if these young men and women had gone to jail, the majority would have become habitual criminals. Okay, all right, it's fair. But the Salvation Army was able to rehabilitate 80% of them through a strict work program that was run largely by volunteers. All right, so we're stepping into nonprofit, right? And the program cost a fraction of what it would have to keep the offenders behind bars, right? Because it's an expensive process. Okay, the criminal justice side of it, and these are private enterprises that own, these correctional facilities. Underlying this program and many other effective nonprofit endeavors is a commitment to management. It's fair, right? 40 years ago, management was a dirty word for those involved in nonprofit organizations. It meant business, and nonprofits prided themselves on being free of the taint of commercialism and above such sordid considerations as the bottom line. Now, most of them had learned that nonprofits need management even more than businesses do, precisely because they lack the discipline of the bottom line. Okay, so we're talking about the actual structure and someone holding everyone accountable, right? So these nonprofits are, of course, still dedicated to doing good, but they also realize that good intentions are no substitute for organization and leadership, for accountability, performance, and results. Those require management, and that in turn begins with the organization's mission. So whatever kind of mission you actually put together for that, right? So he always ends with an action point for those who don't always keep on board. And the action point is this: commit your nonprofit organization to effective management. Adopt high standards of organization, leadership, accountability, performance, and results. So it's real simple. Looking at today's economy, right? So we have supply chain issues. Our CPI is out of control. Inflation. It's just, and then, if you're paying attention and you do understand finances, you understand that what the Federal Reserve is doing, this is their job. They are responsible for keeping this balance with our economy. They're not an actual bank or anything like that. For those who actually are savvy and understand and don't follow the silly media, this is how they're correcting right now. You have to do something called quantitative tightening. Before that, it was called quantitative easing, and that's when we were trying to stimulate the economy and kick some money out there when people weren't capable of going to work. And this is a crazy trifecta, because in this economy right now, never has there been a time where it's a pandemic, a war, and then supply chain issues all at the same time. So this is obviously not the same scenario. A lot of people like to compare it to 2008. But in and with that, we have a generation of people now that we use the term millennials that think a little bit more like an entrepreneur. So I like to use the word millennialpreneurs, or the term me, right? Millennial entrepreneurs, ME. So you think about the me generation that are out there. These are people that, and it's no fault of their own, they want to work less, okay, but they want to have more control in what it is that they do. And if they don't, they will go to the next place, where previously, maybe 2 generations before them, it was all about getting a job, sticking to it, and staying there 15, 20 years, get a watch, and retire, right? You got a 401k and that whole good, pretty little cookie there. So that's not the case now. So if you have someone now that stays with your company for 5 years, wow, you did great. So applying that, what you know now, trying to help more people. We have a lot more philanthropists out there and organizations out there that are nonprofit that are looking to help more of the public. This is huge. With that comes the proper management. So when you are running your organization, whether it is you by yourself as a nonprofit or you have a small group of people or what have you, think about the structure. Make sure that you are delegating accordingly, and the people that have the tasks that they do, they're fulfilling that, right? That's really it. We keep this short and sweet. That's all I wanted to do. Tune in tomorrow. We'll drop another topic coming into the 1st of July. You guys have a great day. Bye.